Why do I so openly refuse to support any form of lethal military? You often say whatever you wish about me, however you fail to realize I am no threat to you. You perceive me to be an armed gunman, terrorist, traitor, when on my chest I do not carry an explosive, but rather my heart, and in my hand I hold not a firearm, but a gesture of peace. And then there are those who serve the military, those with the experience necessary in order to speak of the military. With this topic, along with so many others, we have much too many people speaking of things they know little of, calling me a traitor because I fight for integrity so peacefully, completely unfamiliar with my history. The primary source of information lies not in my education, but rather my history, my experience, and that of my associates. What you do not realize is that it is not a civilian talking, but rather many military members speaking through me. The constant complaining about how miserable the military is for them. The injustice and insane hierarchy that lies within. When one of my associates currently serving in the military was asked the question, out of 10 deployed service members, how many cheat on their spouses? The answer came without hesitation, 10 out of 10. If you had the experience necessary in order to respond to this video with such hatred, it would not be in regards to how honorable these individuals are. Granted, few military members actually joined for the sake of their country. When I asked many of my associates did the recruiter lie to them in order to con them into the military, the results became often astounding. These recruiters often promise no deployments. They'll tell people that are destined to stare at a fence all day that they'll instead be sitting in the driver's seat of a patrol car, enforcing the law instead of falling asleep standing up. Ask military members how much they get paid per hour and they'll often give you a figure somewhere around $2. So many of these associates complaining about how disgusted they are by civilians. Thought of what cowards you are for not signing up to also be killers. Sadistic satisfaction expressed when uttering the phrase 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, no matter who they are. Acknowledging that these characteristics are not universal, they are, however, common. An associate or sociopath who speaks of just wanting to kill someone so they know how it feels. What is your patriotism exactly? What is this country? You're so ready to defend your country until they raise your taxes or pass a law you don't agree with. You're so ready to call me a terrorist and a traitor because I don't exactly ally myself with you. What happens when your government decides that you're the enemy? What thanks have you gotten for defending a political system you barely know? If a military member is given a lawful order to take you down, they will. The military is a weapon of death. Your knight in bloody armor. They're not here for integrity or justice, because if they were, then their tactics would always be non-lethal. Murder has nothing to do with integrity. Justice has nothing to do with murder. You worship your laws, your documents, your machine. Something that has an allegiance with you only if you agree with it. In your agreements lies no benefit, but in your disagreements lies punishment. I wish upon you life. I wish your family happiness. However, to you I remain your enemy because our philosophies do not align exactly. In this time, we murder families and say we are right. We bomb the wrong facilities and proclaim our competence. Children die because of our ignorance and our mistakes, and we try to say that we're efficient, that we're better. Who condemns a country which refuses to murder, which finally sees the purpose of our existence? You ask for the solution is me. The solution is obtaining the true moral high ground. Obtain peace not by killing, not by murdering, not by raping, but leading the way for a better tomorrow. How many people have died from friendly fire? How many innocent civilians have been eliminated due to bad intel? You say I spit in the face of your soldiers, but their feelings are not my concern. My concern is their victims. These soldiers who may feel 10 minutes of emotional pain will live on. But you do not see this massive imbalance of damage. Those who contest my arguments very rarely understand the state of these victims. What determines a villain is not how obnoxious you believe them to be. What determines a villain is not how many feelings they hurt. However, what makes bravery is self-sacrifice with intent to kill no one. What makes integrity is working towards the greater good of all and not just oneself. What decides courage is one willing to stand against the majority without fear. And what makes a hero is not expressing one's ability to end lives, but rather to save them.